Alright, welcome back to another episode of the most common misplayed Ultimate X hands. This is pertaining to 964 Double Bonus Ultimate X, and this is 10 play Ultimate X specifically, which most of my videos cover. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the most common misplayed hand that I see quite often, which is 4 to a flush versus 3 to a royal flush. Now, these examples we're going to show today are going to pretty much cover the entire spectrum here. What we're going to be looking at first is we're going to be first looking at the two strongest 3-card royal pulls, and then we're going to be looking at everything else. So let's go ahead and start with the 10 Jack Queen suited with a 7 of clubs, which would make it a 4 to the flush. And then, as you can see, we have a 2 of hearts in this first example. As you can see, there is no straight interference. There is obviously flush interference because we have 4 to a flush, but there is no straight interference. So there's no 8. There is no 8. There is no 9. There is no, there's no 8 or 9, and there's no other high card, okay, or any other suited high pair. So as you can see in this first example, 10 Jack Queen suited with the 7 of clubs, you can see if we have no multipliers, we're going to keep that 4 to the flush, and then at 53 would be the earliest we would break off and go for the 3 to the royal flush over the 4 to the flush. This would be the earliest you would go for this play, okay? And we're going to go to our next example here. Our next example, you can see we have the same hand combination, but we have an 8 now, which is straight interference. With the 10 Jack Queen, you have straight interference now because that 8 you can fill straight. It's just, and it's plus 1 less card in the deck that's interfering with this. Okay. So as you can see again, no multipliers, going for this at a multiplier sum of 10, and then splitting that 4 to a flush at 60. Okay. Let's go to the next example. So the next example, as you can see, same combination of cards, but now there's a 9 in the mix. Starting to see how this works. 8. The farther, when you have straight interference, you start bumping it up depending on how close you get to. The closer the straight interference gets to 10 Jack Queen. Again, no multipliers, keeping it. And if we're if we're at 67 and above, we're going to split it and go for the 10 Jack Queen over the 4 to the flush. Next example, when there's a 10 involved. So a pair of 10s, you can see we have 4 to the flush, but we also have a pair of 10s, but we also have 10 straight interference. So again, no multipliers. At 56 and above, splitting that 4 to a flush. Okay. Next example, look at the king here. So same example, but now we have a king interference. Again, you can see the king bumps that up quite a bit. 10 multiplier sum, anything less than 69, 4 to the flush. 69 and above, nice. We're going to go for D3 to the royal flush because of the king interference. And last but not least, we have the ace. So again, no multipliers, anything below 61, going for that 4 to the flush. Above 61 or 61 and above, 3 to the royal flush. Again, because straight interference. All these plays have to be based around straight interference. So now we're going to go to the second strongest royal pull, which is Queen, Jack, Queen, King suited. So same kind of combination here. But as you can see, it's a weaker pull than 10 Jack Queen. So you're going to see these multiplier sums go higher because of this. So again, no straight interference or other high cards. Again, multiplier sum of 10 and above up to 85. So anything below 85. So 84 and below, 4 to the flush. Anything at 85 and above, like for that 3 to the flush. 3 to the royal flush. And as again, you can see this would be the earliest you would go for this because there is no other high cards, or straight interference. Hence the 8 and the 2. So now let's throw some straight interference. We're going to do the same thing we did. We added the 9. And as you can see from the 9, that bumped up the multiplier sum to 100 now, before we're going to go for that 3 to the royal flush. Again, below 100, 99 and less, 4 to that flush. And the last two examples, we have a 10. So you have to be either at max multiplier sum when there's a 10 involved to go for the 3 to the royal flush here. Otherwise, always the 4 to the flush. The only deviation is being at a maxed out multiplier sum there. Otherwise, you're going to be always keeping that 3 to the royal at 120. Otherwise, 4 to the flush. And the last example of this is the ace. And again, these are all straight interference plays, or the suited high card, or offsuit high cards in this mix. So again, now we have the ace. As you can see, the sum is at 103 before you drop the 8 of spades. I'm sorry, 8 of clubs, and go for the 3 to the royal flush. Below that, so 102 below, 4 to the flush. And that pretty much covers the two scenarios, the two strongest pulls, 10 Jack Queen and Jack Queen King. Now let's pretty much talk about everything else. So everything else that we're going to look at now is anything that is a 4 to a flush that has the 3 royal flush card combos that are not 10 Jack Queen or Jack Queen King. You will always keep the 4 to the flush no matter what. As you can see, we have 10 Jack Ace, always keeping 4 to the flush no matter what the multipliers are. Again, doesn't matter what penalty card is in there. If, like for example, here we have a 4, doesn't matter. This time we have a king, same hand, same outcome. Okay. And another example. Where's the 10 Jack? Yeah. Another example here. As you can see, Jack Queen Ace doesn't really matter. Same exact outcome, whether it's high card or not. And that applies to, again, both of these scenarios. It could be 10 Jack Ace. It could be 10 Jack King, 10 Jack Ace, King Ace Queen. You know, anything other than 10 Jack Queen or Jack Queen King. Any other combination, you will always keep that 4 to the flush no matter what. You will not break it. You will not split it. Again, this is 964 double bonus Ultimate X specific. I'll quickly go back through it one more time with you guys. So again, one more time. As you can see, the lowest you would go for 10 Jack Queen with a 4 to the flush versus 3 to the royal. 53 when there's no straight interference or no other high card. Again, you add that 8 for the straight interference here. Now you're breaking it at 60. When there's a 9 involved, you'll break it at 67. When there's a 10 involved, you will break it at 56. Okay? When there is a king involved, you break it at 69. And when there is an ace involved, 61. That's 10 Jack Queen specific. Back to Jack Queen King. So again, no straight interference, no other offsuit high card. You'll break it at 85. When there's a 9 involved, you'll break it at 100. When there is a 10 involved, you will break it at 120 maxed out multiplier. And when an ace is involved, you will break it at 103. And again, any other 3 to the royal combination that is not those those two different combinations we talked about, again, 10 Jack Queen or Queen Jack King, any other combination you will split. You will never split ever. It will always be the 4 to the flush, always, always, always. Again, this is one of the most common misplayed hands in this game. And I figured I would bring that to your guys' attention. Let you check that one out. And again, thanks for watching. Be sure to comment, subscribe, like, all those fun things. And we'll make another one of these videos here. I got a lot of these videos in the works. So we'll do another one in the next couple days. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.